Hello, Stephan here with Liquidity with a video about German guilt, or how to express guilt in German and related concepts.
Liquidity.
Now, I personally know a thing or two about guilt, especially the collective variety of guilt. Having been born and raised in Germany, I know about collective German guilt, even though I was born 25 years after the end of the Holocaust and World War II. As a young man, I moved to the United States, so I'm also familiar with white guilt here in the United States. I'm also a man, so I also know about male guilt. And did I mention that I was raised Catholic? So, yes, guilt. And how do you express guilt in German? So there's, of course, the straightforward noun die Schuld, but be careful because there are a lot of words that include the root Schuld in it, but they don't always cleanly translate back into English as guilt. There are various nuances here, various denotations and connotations that these root Schuld words carry. The singular noun die Schuld simply means guilt, as in being responsible, being at fault, being guilty of something. So for instance, in a traffic accident, to say hat die Schuld means he is at fault, he's responsible, he is the person who caused this accident. A specifically emotional form of guilt can be translated into German with the noun das Schuldgefühl. And the related English term bad conscience can also be translated literally into German with das schlechte Gewissen. In this context, you may also mention die Kollektivschuld, which means collective guilt, which is the kind of guilt that is not your own personal responsibility, but you feel a certain responsibility as a member of a group of people who, especially in the past, maybe in previous generations, have done some terrible things, who have been responsible for atrocities that are still making themselves felt today. Of course, this is a hotly debated topic, especially in terms of who is responsible and whether future generations can be held responsible for certain things, even just for letting people know what happened and making sure these things don't happen again, or making them less likely to happen again. The plural noun die Schulden actually means debt, as in financial debt, but any kind of debt, anything that you may owe to another person. There are also a verb and an adjective with a Schuld root in it. Schulden means to owe something to someone, and schuldig means to be guilty or to be responsible, to be at fault. So the little sentence ich bin schuldig simply means I am guilty, I'm at fault, whereas ich fühle mich schuldig means I feel guilty, I feel responsibility, I feel like this is my fault. We also have the opposite of guilty, unschuldig. So we don't really have a Latin word, innocent. So where English uses a Latin word, German simply puts the prefix un before schuldig, and here we go. Unschuldig means not guilty. As a historical side note, you may want to mention here der Schuldturm, which is a tower that people were incarcerated in simply for owing money and not paying back that money. English and German also share a cognate, to forgive, vergeben, which simply means to forgive, which could be something emotional, or it could also be simply a debt. I forgive you, ich vergebe dir, means basically the same thing. Thanks for watching. I hope this video was interesting. If you liked it, if you enjoyed it, please give it a like and consider subscribing to my channel if you haven't done so yet. See you in the next video. Have a nice, hopefully guilt-free day.